So this is the story of how and why I'm living in Senegal. In late 2021, I went and lived in Prague for 3 months with the Erasmus scheme because I wanted to live and work somewhere different than my hometown. And as much as I loved it, I had the best 3 months. I realised I wanted to live somewhere even more different than the UK. And I was in conversation with my now good friend Nick, who told me about the time that he had went and lived in Ghana, South America, for a year and worked as a teacher. And his stories were enticing. And so pretty immediately I just signed up to the charity. And within 8 months of going back home, working, fundraising, some jobs better than others, yeah, I'd raised the money to come to Senegal for 10 months, just under a year, and live here, work at the school, and that's what I'm doing now. I'd never left Europe before coming here and was pretty terrified of being in a place so unfamiliar for that long. Luckily, at our week-long training in Scotland, we get paired up with people at our individual projects. I met my now partner, Donald, who, as we were all debating about jumping in the freezing Scottish sea, stripped down to his pants and did it. So I knew we'd get along pretty well. And then a few weeks after that, we all 12 of us got on a flight from Heathrow to Senegal, which would have been an incredibly exciting journey were it not for the fact that I had just taken my anti-malarials the day before, had my second rabies jab, my second Hep B jab, got like 3 hours of sleep. So I died basically for that day. I was not alive. I was a shell of a man and it was pretty miserable. In a weird way, I was so nervous, probably the most nervous I'd ever been in my life about coming out here, that the night before the flight, which I had to get up at 5 AM to go and get, I just stayed on my phone for hours on end, not really doing anything. Because I was just trying to like delay the time and spend more time at home, which I know is extremely irrational, but I did it. And yeah, just I was scared. The next day, feeling slightly better, all 12 of us volunteering here started to explore the local area. We'd be staying here for a couple of days before we all ship off to our individual projects. So we swam, drank tea, learned how to make chebuchen, the local staple, with a newly made friend, this guy, Amdi. And if I'm being honest, when we first came out to our individual projects, it was just me and Don at the time, I was really having quite a terrible time. Like I was really homesick for the first time in my life. I'd never experienced that. I could really like feel it in my gut. You know, I really miss my family, really miss my friends and just like home in general. But thankfully after a couple of weeks of kind of settling in, starting work at school, visiting other projects on the weekends, that went away. And ever since then, I mean, I've been loving it. It's been the best year of my life. The first trip we made away from our hometown Yen was down south to the projects in Joal and in Janda. And Finn and Ayub, who were at a different project at that time, came down the night before and we headed out to find the local beach bar we'd been told so much about.
We're off to go find a beachside bar.
And after a quick hitchhike from a man with a pickup truck, we made it just to the beach bar as the sun was setting. The next day we caught the bus, and after a couple of embarrassingly expensive taxis, now that we know how to do things, we made it down to Joal. It's a pretty busy city centre, and so we wandered down to the port, found refuge in a little closed stall for some tea. Side eye. followed by a visit to the hands down best beach in Senegal. For some football, some catch with a coconut, some wrestling. And to meet up with Alice and Ella. These guys, the two volunteers living in Njanda, a small village a few miles inland where we'd be sleeping for the night.
Bird.
The next morning, after a semi-restful night on the floor, we headed back to Joao, and after waiting for a herd of cows, jogged down the road. We hopped in a passing car to grab a nutritious breakfast of baguette and fake Nutella.
Lovely.
Fueled and ready, we crossed the bridge over to the island of Badiou. Where the floor is made of shells and a majority of the local Christians live, which can easily be identified by pigs and or alcohol. Or alternatively, by the massive cross on the graveyard and the massive church. And as far as graveyards go, this is one of the nicest that I've visited, nestled in the mangroves on a floor of seashells and with baobab trees scattered around. We grabbed some lunch and a beer and squeezed 6 of us in a 4-seater car to head back to the beach in time for a stunning sunset. The next morning, to end the weekend, we took a quick wander out in the fields of Njanda.
Oh yeah, there's that path actually.
And missing the climbing gym at home, climbed a tree, had a brilliant time. And that's that for now. Hopefully I'll be making another one of these quite soon. If this kind of stuff interests you, let me know what kind of things you'd want to see. And ciao. Leggy leggy. So we're sleeping on the pirogue.
All our stuff got fixed.
You do not turn everything then.
Hello, just wanted to say thank you for watching. This is my first one of these, so if you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike and let me know why. I've got loads more of these in the edit. They're coming up, they're coming soon, so subscribe if you want to see them. And that's all for now. I will see you soon. Love you.